Hello children, today we will discuss about Rutherford's atomic model. In previous video, I told you all discovery of nucleus. On the basis of alpha particle scattering experiment, scientist Rutherford in the year 1911 discovered nucleus, as I told you all. So on the basis of that discovery of nucleus, scientist Rutherford proposed an atomic model. And that atomic model is called as Rutherford's atomic model. Rutherford's atomic model. Right? According to Rutherford's atomic model, atom contain a large empty space. The first postulates of Rutherford's atomic model is atom contain large space. Large space. Ready? From where you got this word large space, empty space? Just remember Rutherford's alpha particle scattering experiment. That time in the observation, Rutherford told that most of the alpha particle went straight. And conclusion was of that observation, most of the space in atom is empty. So on the basis of that concept, scientist Rutherford told that in an atom, large empty space is present. That's why alpha particle went straight during the alpha particle scattering experiment. Right? Second is, there is a positively charged dense particle is present in an atom. Positively charged dense particle is present in an atom. Positively charged dense particle is present in an atom, and that dense particle is called as nucleus. Called as nucleus. Right? He also told nucleus is responsible for total mass of an atom. Responsible for total mass of an atom. Right? Mass of an atom. Always remember, mass of an atom is due to nucleus. Because we all know the mass of electron is almost negligible. And mass of proton is 1 unit. Clear? As well as mass of neutron is 1 unit. So, both particles which are having mass are present inside the nucleus. That's why total mass of an atom is dependent on nucleus. While if we talk about the mass of an electron, it is almost negligible. That's why mass of an atom is due to nucleus. As the scientist told that mass is dependent on nucleus. Similarly, Rutherford also told that volume of an atom is due to extranuclear space. Due to extranuclear space. Now what is extranuclear space? Whatever space present inside the atom except this nucleus is called as extranuclear space. Okay, in the diagram I have represented here extranuclear space from the boundary surface of an atom up to nucleus. So except nucleus, whatever space is present inside an atom, that is called as extranuclear space. Extranuclear space. And the scientist Ernest Rutherford told volume of an atom is due to extranuclear space. Okay. He also told that the size of nucleus is very small as compared to the size of an atom. Right? He also compared his atomic model with solar system. Scientist Ernest Rutherford also compared his atomic model with solar system. That's why this atomic model is also known as planetary model of an atom. Planetary model of an atom. Right? As we all know, in solar system, planets revolve around the sun. Similarly, Rutherford told, as in solar system, you can see here, sun and planet. Okay. He told, as in solar system, planet revolve around the sun. Planet revolve around the sun. Similarly, in an atom, electron revolve around the nucleus in orbit. That's why he compared his model with solar system. Right? He also told, when electron revolve around the nucleus in closed circular path called orbit, the force of attraction between negatively charged electrons and positively charged nucleus is counterbalanced by the centrifugal force acquired by the revolving electrons. Right? What he told? He told, when electron revolve around the nucleus, a force will act in between the nucleus and electron. Nucleus is positively charged and electron is negatively charged species. So it is very clear, opposite charges attract each other. So force of attraction will exist in between the nucleus and electron, and this force of attraction is counterbalanced by centrifugal force generated by revolving electron. Centrifugal force generated by this revolving electron around the nucleus. That's why an atom exists. But this statement was not enough to explain the stability of an atom. It was the main drawback of Rutherford's atomic model. Okay. As Rutherford told, force of attraction between electrons and nucleus is counterbalanced by centrifugal force generated by revolving electrons. That's why atom exists independently. But let's see drawbacks. But classical law of mechanics and electrodynamics stated that whenever a charged particle revolve around an axis, it always radiate energy. So when continuously energy will be radiated by a charged particle, so one time will come that charged particle won't have any energy, right? So when we compare this charged particle with electron is also charged particle. As scientists told that, as in solar system, planet revolve around the nucleus. Similarly, electron revolve around the nucleus. So when electron revolve around the nucleus, it is charged particle as per the classical law of mechanics and dynamics. Continuously it will radiate energy, and one time will come there will be no energy with electron, and finally it will drop into this nucleus and there will be blast and there is no existence of an atom. Right now, Electron is a negatively charged. When it will come close to positive charge, electrostatic discharge will take place and there will be no existence of an atom. Right now, see, electron is revolving continuously and losing its energy. Suppose, for example, a very common example I will give you all. This is a well. This is a well. Continuously you revolving around the well. 24 hours. One time will come, you won't have energy. And chances that when you won't have energy, you will fall into this well. Similarly, when electron revolve around the nucleus, continuously it loses energy, and one time will come when there will be no energy with electron, and finally it will fall into the nucleus and there will be no existence of an atom. Right? So it was Rutherford's atomic model and its drawback. I hope you people understood it. Thank you. Remaining part we will discuss in next video.